It's English time! Come on and join me as we learn English the easy way! Hello, grade 9! Thank you for tuning in to English Teacher ni Juan. Are you ready with your first lesson? Ako ready na, kaya simulan na natin! Our target most essential learning competency for this video is express permission, obligation, and prohibition using modals. Modal verbs are very important in English. We use them to express something that can probably, certainly, or possibly happen. Modal verbs help when speaking about ability, making requests and offers, asking permission, and more. Modal verbs give additional information about the function of the main verb that follows it. They have a great variety of communicative functions. In this module, you will learn the skills in using modals which express prohibition, obligation, and permission. Let's first talk about modals of prohibition. Prohibition from the word prohibit means to prevent, forbid, stop, or disallow someone from doing something. Modals used for this purpose are can't or cannot, and mustn't or must not. Can't usually gives the idea of something that is against the rules. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo dapat gawin ang isang bagay dahil ito ay labag sa batas o isang polisiya. Examples: you can't go in that hotel wearing slippers. You can't drive in this country unless you are over 18. While mustn't usually means that it is the speaker who is setting the rule. Meaning, yung taong nagsalita ng statement ang nagset ng rule na dapat mong sundin. As in, you mustn't use your phone in class. Rule of a teacher in the classroom. You mustn't sleep late. Rule of a mother to her kids. Let's now proceed to modals of obligation, which are as follows: have to and must. Have to and must are both used to express obligation, which means a duty or commitment. However, there is a slight difference in the way they are used. Have to shows that the obligation comes from someone else, not the speaker. This is usually referring to a rule or law. Examples: I have to work on Saturday because your boss requires you. They have to wear their uniforms in school because that is the school policy. My doctor said that I have to stop smoking or I'll risk serious problems. You have no choice but to follow your doctor's advice. On the contrary, we use don't have to show that there is no obligation. You can do something if you want, but it is not an obligation. Example: you don't have to pay your bills in advance. It is not a requirement as long as you can pay on time. However, you can settle it in advance if you want. Here are other examples. You don't have to wear a tie to go to that restaurant, but it would be nice. You don't have to wait for me. I could get a taxi. Now, the other modal, which is must, expresses that the obligation comes from the speaker. Examples: I must hand in my thesis by tomorrow. I really must call my parents. I must stop smoking. It's costing me too much money. It's my decision. And lastly, modals of permission. Permission means allowing someone to do something. And the modals we use for this purpose are can and could. Can is most often used to ask for or give permission. It is also possible to use could, but it is not often used as can. Examples: Can I borrow a pen? Can I go now? Could I open the window? Let's have some exercises to know if you really learned something from our discussion. Tell whether the underlined phrase expresses permission, obligation, or prohibition. Put a check mark in the appropriate column. Number 1. Passengers must not play music or talk on this part of the train. 2. You can't rent a car without a credit card. 3. You have to show your ID before you can enter the place. 4. You can sit here. The seat is free. 5. I must hand in all requirements before Friday. 'Thanks for watching!